Morning guys. Bit of an interesting weekend. It snowed. So I'm in the yard defrosted everything, I think. So this morning I've got to take out the roller, which is covered in snow, and the seat is covered in snow, so I've got to clean all that out and drive it on. I've got it running for a bit, just a little warm up. And the 3-ton digger. 3-ton digger was, the door was frozen, but I was able to finally get it open and get in. So that's warming up. Hey, you can see my breath. Oh! So yeah, snow on the ground. Get it all on the flat rack. I've just pulled the flat rack round. Just got the ramps out ready to put on the flat rack. It's going to be interesting. I'll put them both on here, put the roller on first, right up against the dullage, and then put the little one on the back, little digger on the back. So this will be fun in the snow. Let's get it on. Well, I finally got it on. The chains were a bit frozen together. I had to break the chains a bit. Well, the roller on, digger on, strapped behind the buckets as well. It's all going to the same place. The yard looks rather Christmassy with all the hills and snow. Ooh, it's cold. Right, let's this is going to Hurstbourne Tarrant. So it's not that far really. So it's only probably about 10-15 mile up the road. And then come back in and put a bin on, I think. Let's get going. Oh, it looks so pretty and Christmassy. All the snow on the trees. Let's head back to the yard. So that's the first job done this morning. Delivered the 3-ton digger and the 120 roller. That's all done now. Just had to drop it off in a little farm at Hurstbourne, down a little track. They're redoing the track by the looks of it. So they're going to hire some grab lorries and buy some planings as well from us to do the track. So I might be back there soon. So I'm just heading back into the yard. Just got to swap the bins. Oh, that's something right. Swap the brack over, put a bin on, and put some stone in the bin, which has been ordered to go to Little London near Basingstoke. So yeah, I presume I'm going to have to load it up with the digger in the yard. So my next job is this pile of 20-30 mil stone. I've got to put it into the bin. This one here, but I've also got to put in this 10 mil stone into the bin as well, mix it all up, because he wants 10, 20, 30 mil mix stone on site. So I'm putting a couple of buckets of that in, a couple of buckets the other one in, and then putting a bucket in and giving it a good stir and mix before I deliver it. So just keep loading. So I've done my jobs for the day, and had 2. Just dropped off the stone into Little London. So what I've got to do now is he's asked me to tidy up the yard a bit of all these piles. So I've just got the bin here. So we've got a pile of big brick and rubble there, which is going to go in the bin. And we've got another pile over there, which is going to go in the bin. I'm going to go and take that away. Then we've got a pile of soil here, and another pile next to it there. So I'll then take them away and get rid of that. And then move that pile, the pile behind it, that big one, onto the heap. Basically I want to clear and roll all this off, make it nice and flat so we can park the lorries here. At some point when the forklift arrives, we're going to get rid of the concrete tubes. Yeah, so basically wants to clear all this, make piles, make some bays up basically. So we've got sand, we've got soil, we've got little stone, we've got bark, we've got planings over there, we've got all sorts of piles, but dotted all over the place. So basically for the rest of the day, I've just got to tidy up and get rid of some of this rubbish, so we can start actually sorting the yard out properly and setting it up as it should be, because it is a mess. But it'd be nice to sort it all out, get it all squared away. So let's fire up the machine and get rid of the we'll do the concrete first. I think I'm going to have to move that lorry first. I'm just going to get the keys for the 7.5. Let's get that going. So I finished off cleaning up this area. I've put the 7.5 ton back. I've moved the piles, concrete piles, rubbish piles, and then tracked all this in. Made it a bit level for the lorries we parked up on. Put that one back already. Oh, it looks a bit better already. So just going to see what we can do with all these piles now. Hi guys, I'm currently on the M25, heading to Goff's Oak. I've been there for just over a week now, so I don't know what I've got on today. Guessing things have been clearing up there, so I'm up there all day moving rubbish about. I think usually I move rubbish up the road, get rid of that, do a couple of loads, then come back with some metal. But we'll see when we get there what we got, and I imagine it's all changes, probably all cleared up there now. Nice big open land, knocked it all down. We'll see when we get there. It's looking different here. So he's coming over, he wants me to go through this gate in front of me, but he's got the concrete blocks in front of it, so he's just coming over to move the blocks for me so I can get in the gate. Yeah, okay. So it's well muddy and sticky here. The lorry's getting stuck. So he's gonna hitch up that and bin and drag it over for me. But it's cleared all the land. It's just got a few more piles. All the buildings are gone, so you've got that building just there which has still got live power, but that's all got to come down. And then you've got buildings where the office is, they've got to come down, and that water tower, and basically that's it. But then it's just basically clear the land up, so it's getting there. Hopefully it'll be done by Christmas. So today he wants me to do 2 scrap metal bins and 1 rubbish. So I'll take the scrap metal one now, which is what he's bringing over, take that to Reading, drop that off. By the time I come back, he would have finished filling up the rubbish bin, which I'll go and take the rubbish away, which is only half an hour up the road. Come back, pick up the other scrap metal bin. By then he'd bring it over here ready for me in a day, and go home with the scrap metal. So I finally got this bin on, had to drag it across the site. Got it hooked on, and then he had to drag me across the mud because I also still couldn't get nowhere. So we got it on, dragged it up. Once we got it on, I left it at an angle like that so we can get underneath it and clean. It was big lumps of mud all underneath on the runners, on the holes where the hooks go in when you lock it onto the lorry. You've got to get it all off so the locks can go on, but also as I go down the road, all the big lumps will be dropping onto the road. I mean, even big lumps of mud on the motorway, so safer just to get underneath it for 10 minutes and scrape as much as we can off. So yeah, finally got that off. So while I'm out with this one now, just bringing it to Reading to the scrapyard, he's going to drag over the other bins. So when I get back, we'll have to scrape them ones off as well. So when I go back, I'm going to take the rubbish bin across and then go back, pick up the last metal bin and bring back the red in on the way home. If we get time to tip it, we will. If not, we'll just take it to the yard another day, depending on timing. So I'm going to have a taco break when I get done at Reading. On 3 hours already. So yeah, that's the job for today. So I've just left the scrapyard for the first time today. Hopefully we'll be back this evening with another one. But 10.8 tonne, which is just over 2 grand. And the rates have gone up. It's actually 190 per tonne at the moment. So 190 quid per tonne. So it's going up. So yeah, so it fluctuates every day. But it's good at the moment. So I'm going to go to Reading Services, have a half-hour taco break, and get fuel, and then go back to Goff to pick up a rubbish bin to take just around the corner into Enfield. So yeah, let's go. So I just thought I'd show you this bin. So this is the second bin for the day, where he's dragged it all through the mud because I can't get down there. This one's got rubbish in, but underneath it, because he drags it all through the mud, it gets cake. All falls on the lorry, but that's not bad. I scraped it all off, but it sits all inside the runner here. This is where the clamps clamp onto it, and down there I've already done some of it. Also underneath, got that hole there and one over there. When you pull the bin forward, they go underneath these hooks here. So obviously if they're full of mud, these hooks can't go in. And if this is all blocked up, these clamps can't go into here. So you've got to clean all that out, all underneath here. I've done that side already, that's what's come out of it. And it'll all drop on the floor. So all I just use is a bit of metal or a bit of wood or something, just scrape it all. And hopefully it goes back on the ground rather than on the lorry. Otherwise I've got to go and clean the lorry off. Otherwise it all goes on the road. And then it gets really thick here, you've got to really dig it in. So, and it hangs all underneath here, so I've got to scrape all that, because obviously that's what the rollers sit on. So I'm going to clean underneath there. I just thought I'd show you what I mean by cleaning underneath, and the hooks and the clamps can't bite otherwise. So I'm now at Powerday at Enfield. Just reversing into the shed. This is where we deliver the rubbish to. A few weeks ago I came here and there was fire brigade at the gate. The place was on fire inside the actual shed here. All the rubbish caught fire. So they've only just got lights working in here. None of the conveyors are working, so I've got a load of new kit outside. I'll just see it all. Obviously to replace all the bits what got caught out. So luckily we can still tip in here. I'm guessing it's just a what do you call it, the fire that just combusts and starts. Alright, so I'm just going to pull up outside the yard here, and now we're going to shut the gate up. Shut the door, tailgate door. Alright, that's that weighed in. That was just over 7 tonne. 7 tonne of rubbish. I can't believe it really from sight. 7 tonne of rubbish. I'll staple the weighbridge ticket to my ticket so they go together. And put it in there and then hang it in there later on this evening. Right, go over there. Right, go back to the site, pick up one more bin of scrap metal and take that home with us. Well, I didn't get to the scrapyard in time, so I've had to bring the bin back into the yard with the scrap metal, and I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow or another day. Yeah, so I was gonna leave it here until tomorrow and then get loaded up in the morning. That's it for the day. So we've got the 3-ton dumper, 5-ton machine, loading it up.
Fucking lorry.
So today,
it's easier grab.
Yeah, it's easier to grab. You just learn and you got to practice. So today I am teaching Julio how to drive the hook loader with the digger and dumper on board, and we're off to go and dig some holes.
A fucking Spanish student.
Right, let's get going. So we've arrived at this job. I had to get it through that little gate here, digger and dumper. So what we've got to do is basically there's some rubble and concrete all here and over there in that old base there. Dig that all out. We're going to take it down in the field down there and put it in the corner out of the way. Move this old mound here, which is an old bonfire, down there as well, and then basically level this field because he's got to hand it back to the landowner and empty some rubbish out the shed. So that's our job today. Julio's just going to take the lorry around the other side and park it up out the way, and I'm going to start cracking on. So we finished this clearance job. All nice and clear now. We've got a pile of rubbish in front of the barn, which we're just going to go and get the van to pick it up. That's got to go in the van. That's got to go in the van, but this is all cleared up now. One satisfied customer. So me and Julio are on our way back to the yard while I go and empty some scrap metal. He will come down in the transit van and pick up that bits of rubbish. Over that, we're down the bottom of the lane. Can't get the lorry up here. So we're heading back. So I've just pulled up in the yard and I'm just going to unload all this digger and dumper. And there's 2 hook loaders in the yard. There's a hook loader there and there's a hook loader over there. What they're doing their hook loader course or roll on roll off course, which I had to do this. Now what they're doing in here, they're actually setting up a training yard to do diggers, dumpers, rollers, forklifts, lorry, hook loaders, grabs. Eventually be a big training yard in here, which they're setting up. Another company really sharing. So these guys are obviously here doing their roll on roll off course. Just took all the kit off, parked it all back up over there. I'll just put on this bin here. This is the one I come back with last night with the scrap metal. So I'm going to quickly run this into Reading, weigh this in, and then come back and sort out some bits in the yard. So let's go and weigh this in. So one more quick job before the end of the night. I've got the 8-tonner in the corner of the yard. I've got this old energy box for an old lorry. It's got some stuff inside it, but he wants me to drag it over the far side. So I've just put the chains on and I've got to drag it all the way. Oh, I can't see it, but where those lights are. Let's see how it goes. Well, she's moving. Woo! Morning, guys. I've got a busy day today. So I'm off to Bracknell first. Pick up the 20-yard bin I dropped up there last week. Don't know what's in it until I get there, and then when I get there, see what's in it, depending where I'll go with it. Bring it back in here, put the flat rack on, and I've got an 8-ton digger to move, a 5-ton digger to move, and some fuel tanks to move. Then go to a builder's merchants, pick up some concrete, I presume a pallet of concrete, cement. Take that pallet to don't know, can't remember now, and then move something else after that, can't remember that either. But I've got a bit of a list today, so just in the yard, getting sorted to go to Bracknell first. Yes. So just putting it into this Bracknell estate, this job. Hopefully we'll find the bin round the corner here, unless they've moved it, but it should be in a place where I left it. The estate's been built for years, but obviously that's doing a bit of remedial work. Bit of snow flurry on the side of the car there. Nothing at home. You can see where they planed out this road and a few other side roads as well. Outside the compound, that's alright. I might go look straight on it. Don't even know what's in it. What's in it? Oh, brake help. Lots of brake help. Lovely. Right, let's. So I had to take this to Collards at Eversley. And I washed the lorry last night, and this place is like a swamp. But luckily there's a wheel wash I'm gonna go for apparently. And the sun is really low at the moment, and you can't actually see driving around the yard here. Right, let's go up over through it. This wheel wash first, and then the second one switches on apparently. I mean, it's a bit steep, isn't it? I guess I know a right for. Windows up. I don't know why you go wheel wash, because you still got to go through mud to get out of the bloody place. Woo, here we go. Off the mud. Go for a wheel wash, and yet we're still driving through mud, which seems to be a bit pointless really, but hey. He said I don't need to go on the weighbridge when I come back out, because concrete and breakout stuff is free tip, so you don't have to go back over the bridge. So I'll just come straight through. Right, back to the yard and take this bin off and put the flat rack on. So I've just been to the yard and swapped the bin over for the rack. While I was in the yard, we had the low loader in there delivering a 13-ton excavator for storage for customers, so we're just going to store it in our yard. It was quite handy because I could do with the big machine in the yard to help clear up and level up and whatnot, so I'll be using that. So I'm now on my way to Binstead, which is the other side of Alton. I've got an 8-ton digger to pick up, 5-ton digger, and some fuel tanks to pick up, and take it all to Farncombe, which is near Farnham. So that's 2 trips, so I have to do one at a time, and back and forth, and go back and then come back again. I've also had 1 job taken off me, and I was going to Upper Basildon later on, pick up a pallet of cement. Lee's now doing that one because his jobs have sort of not worked out right, so he's now doing that one for me. However, when I get back, he wants me to jump in the van to go somewhere to pick some up in a van. So, but that won't be until later on this afternoon. So yeah, a bit of a change, but hey, we're still on the road. So yeah, so heading to Binsted now. 8-ton machine and 4 fuel bowsers. Now I've got to go back for a 10-foot container store, 5-ton machine, and then bring that back here, and then go back there and pick up some more fuel tanks, which I'm taking back to our yard. There's a tight little track. This is where I've got to reverse down. I can't turn the camera up. There we go. Tight little track just to get down to this job. But we went there once. We're going to go and do it again. So this load, we have a 10-foot container and a 5-ton excavator with the arm in the store. All delivered safe. Job done. This is the 8-ton machine I delivered earlier. It's left off the cabin. That's that job done. I've got to go there again at some point to move the forklift to bring here, probably the next couple of days he reckons, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, 2 loads, bit tight to get in on the new job. It's going to be a nightmare when they start working there, I think. But hey, so that's it for the day. I'm now heading back to the yard. Morning guys. This morning I've just put me little tippy bin on, and I've got to put that mound in the bin, that rough crush. So I'd use a 13-ton I got delivered last night, load that into there and take that to Little London, just up the road. So I'm loading up this bin with some rough crush. I'm going to go and do it one-handed now. So I'm just delivering the 2nd load to this Little London job. So I took the one I loaded up in the yard, then went to Stacey's and picked up some type 1 crush, which I'm just putting into the farm now. I'm going to reverse in on this one, it's funky. Very tight. Turn around in there now. really soft here, keeps sinking. I think that's what he wants, all this crush for, but I really this keeps sinking. That's the pile I delivered this morning. That's a pile I delivered, which is already used up nearly last week. So yeah, I think it's spreading it all across here because it's soft as anything. Nice. Tip up the second pile. So I'm now taking this tipping bin back to the Bracknell job I picked it up from yesterday morning with the tarmac breakout. They wanted it back, but it didn't say that on my paperwork or my tickets. It just said collect an empty 20-yard bin, which I did. It didn't say empty and return or exchange, which is usually what we put, is exchange the bin. So yesterday, last night, they just said to me, do this crush today, and he said, well, I don't know what bin you're going to use, and I said, oh, we got one in the yard I brought back from Bracknell, and he went, no, that was an exchange. And I went, no, according to my paperwork it wasn't. And he went, oh, I'll call you back. So he wrote me back, he went, yeah, they wanted it exchanged. Bit of a typo on the paperwork, not your fault. So I've now got to go back there and drop the bin off. But you would have thought someone would have rung up yesterday afternoon and said, where's our bin? Is it not coming back? But nope. So I've got to take it back to Bracknell, drop it off, and then go back to the yard and give him a call and see what he wants done after that. Well, so I've just dropped this bin back off here, 008, back in the same spot it was when I picked it up yesterday. There's no one about at the minute, they're out and about, the compound's open, so they're obviously working somewhere around on the estate here. So I'll just leave it back there for them. And now I'm going to head back to the yard and then see what's going to happen after that. So I've just pulled in the yard, put on the flat rack. I've got to go back to the job at Binstead where I was yesterday, and now pick up the forklift and take that to Farncombe where I went yesterday with the diggers. So then I moved their forklift across, and then apparently then got to put a bin on and go with one of the grab lorries to do a load each out of a job this afternoon. But I'm just having a quick break while I'm in the yard, so yeah, let's go across to Binstead. So we're back today, pick up the forklift, got it on. We had to take the forks off to get it on, so they're tucked up underneath, straps over. It's got 4 chains, 1 in each corner. And now we're going to lift it on. Well, we've got the forklift on, or telehandler as they call them. Yeah, so we're now going across to the job where we were yesterday, that tight job at Farncombe near Godalming, to deliver it. One of the boys is going to go across and meet me there. We're going to see it join me there, look, there she is. So once I've done that, I've just got a call. I've got to go back to Hurstbourne Tarrant, where I went first Monday morning. I delivered a 3-ton machine and a 120 roller. So by the time I deliver this and then get down there, they'll be ready for that for collection. So that works out about right. Take that back to the yard and that'll probably be the end of the day. So let's see how we get on. Let's get across and drop off the forklift. So I'm back at this job at Hurstbourne. We've got the roller digger. You can see they've done all up in here. Track, car park in there. Like an old mobile mast of some sort. New set of gates as well by the looks of it. But let's get it on and get back. So that's it for this week. Time to go home, done a fair bit this week. We've moved diggers, rollers, forklifts, and a few bins around. Been busy. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe to my channel, click here, and if you want to see last week's video, click over here. Let's go home. I'm hungry. Hit the subscribe button and then the little bell icon, and it'll let you know when new videos get uploaded.